Okay, Democrats in the House remain split tonight, making it clear they will go home without voting on a key part of President Biden's agenda.
The president himself went to Capitol Hill today to try to unite the party, telling progressives and moderates if they don't compromise on two major spending bills, they will end up with nothing.
Fox 13 political reporter Brandi Kruse is here. So could the president's influence here make any difference?
Well, the president told them they had to compromise, and I'm pretty sure they already knew they were going to have to compromise because both sides were holding pretty steady on this, which is infrastructure, which is historic investments in social programs. I am sure, besides relaying to them the obvious about a compromise, that the president also relayed to them that making no progress on these issues would not be good for the party in the 2022 midterms.
On one side, Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal of our state, whose progressive caucus is standing in the way of passing a massive infrastructure plan. On the other side, moderate Democrats in the Senate who will not support a social spending bill with a $3.5 trillion price tag. Biden himself entering to the Capitol today to try to broker a deal.
Doesn't matter whether it's in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks. We're going to get it done.
But Jayapal has stood firm that her caucus will not vote in favor of the traditional infrastructure plan without proper assurances that the social plan will pass the Senate. It would make historic investments in childcare, paid leave, community college, and the climate. In a statement, Jayapal writing, "This agenda is not some fringe wish list. It is the president's agenda, the Democratic agenda, and what we all promised voters when they delivered us the House, Senate, and White House." Jayapal also fundraising off the Democratic infighting ahead of the 2022 midterms, releasing this email to supporters today, writing, "If you're still with me in this fight, chip in $3 right now to fuel my push for President Biden's Build Back Better Act." Meanwhile, with her party split, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi trying to keep a positive outlook.
We're on a path to win the vote. I don't want to even consider any options other than that.
Now, while Congresswoman Jayapal at this hour has remained firm that she's not willing to vote yes on the smaller infrastructure package without assurances from the Senate that they will push through the social spending bill, it does sound like there has been an acknowledgement on her part that it's not going to be $3.5 trillion, that it's going to have to come down from there. We know at least one moderate senator, Joe Manchin, has said that he's comfortable only with $1.5 trillion. I imagine that the end result is going to be somewhere in the middle of that. Yeah. But also telling, I think, that President Biden said doesn't matter if it's, 6 months from now. So not even the president very certain about how quickly this is going to happen, if at all.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, there's a big gap there, right? This isn't just a little bit of a difference we're talking about.
Right. If you lob $2 trillion off of a bill, you're going to have to lob off a lot of the things that bill was going to pay for. And even if you come down to $2 trillion from $3.5 trillion, that's still a significant cut. And so then you get into the talk about, okay, what are we going to take out of here? And that's a whole nother part of the compromise.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Brandi, for that analysis. Okay. Well, a bit of a